Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Skill House, a new horror film from writer-director Josh Stolberg and stars Bryce Hall, an influencer, and here this is a dark satire of social media and influencer culture, unflinching take on fame, and what new celebrities are willing to do to attain it. And basically, this is like Saw but with influencers, and these influencers get invited to this house, and all these twisted traps and everything get put on them in these different situations where they're forced to like kill each other or try to get out of these unfortunate, like, catastrophic situations. And it's interesting because Stolberg wrote on some Saw films, and this just feels like that torture porn kind of approach to horror films, and except really uninspired, because this just kind of feels like a rip-off of Saw and doesn't really offer anything new or fresh or interesting from that kill perspective. And after a while, it just gets grotesque and ridiculous, and this film is supposed to be a satire, but it has no bite and nothing really interesting, new, or nuanced to say about this influencer culture and social media. And for a satire, you have to have some, like, at least some dark cutting humor, and there's no humor to be found here. Like, there's nothing funny about this. This is actually a very dour, grim experience, and all these characters are so shallow, and so many of them are just so repulsive in terms of the connection that they have with the audience. It's just like, I don't care about them. They're obnoxious. I don't want to connect with them. And even the ones that aren't repellent have no depth to them, and they're like cookie cutter characters. And this just feels like broad strokes of influencer culture and very uneven and clunky exposition and setups. And like, one of the few bright spots was Neil McDonough, who's one of the antagonists here, and he's kind of dark and sinister. Like, his performance is over the top, but at least it's like fun, because there's very few fun elements to this film, like, at all, for a satire. And the filmmaking is very clunky and just thrown together, and there's so many moments that take you out of the film because it just looks uninteresting, unpleasant, and just unappealing to watch. And it never knows when to like really accentuate certain moments, and there's just camera choices and movements and clunkiness that just ruins any potential for so many scenes here. And after a while, like, this just feels so haphazardly thrown together, and its twists are so uninteresting and clunky that it just doesn't feel fresh when it hits. And by the end, by the time the credits roll on this, it's just like, what does this have to say? It's just like, ooh, influencing culture is bad. Okay. And nothing deeper or more interesting or compelling to chew on than that. So at the end of the day, this really just didn't work. And unless you're really into like the torture porn of like Hostel and Saw and stuff like that, maybe you'll find some enjoyment out of this. But otherwise, this is just really unappealing and just a clunky cinematic experience that just leaves you feeling like, well, I sat through an hour and 40 minutes and didn't get a whole lot out of it. Well, those are my thoughts on Skill House. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.